What's up, family, and welcome to the ATCW recap. I am your host, the golden tongue of ATCW, Evan Wade, and here to my right, as always, the Swiss Army knife, Dennis Williams. What's going on, Dennis?
Hey, man. Hello, family, guys. I tell you, I'm still on cloud nine from the Shon Adams Memorial. It was just that great of a night and that great of an event. It turned out to be just absolutely so special, and I was so proud to be a part of it. And I wasn't kidding when I told you on commentary that this was the best night of my professional wrestling career, because it was. This is the pinnacle. I hope it's not all downhill from here, but it was that freaking awesome. And, I made some notes here for some talking points. It was that awesome, folks. I don't need any notes tonight. Let's go.
Let's do it, man. Our first contest to start off the Shon Adams Memorial Tournament. The ageless one, Ethan Cross, versus TCW's returning next-gen Hunter Cole. Dennis, what are your thoughts on this one?
Sorry, I had to say
Poopy pants?
Poopy pants, yeah.
Poopy pants.
Well, poopy pants, I actually kind of forgot about the poopy pants thing. I really did. And then I saw the banner that Deadpool and company were holding up, and it was crazy. But Hunter Cole impressed a bit with some of his new skills, other than the feet on the ropes thing. But I was impressed. I think he's learning well. He's taking to it. I would say it's a more natural aspect. Some guys pick it up like that, like a Shawn Michaels or a Bret Hart, and other guys, struggle. I'm not going to insult anybody by throwing those names out there, but I think he's picking up well. He showed us a lot of new stuff, and I got to admit, in a way, I was glad to have him back.
Yeah, likewise. Good to have him back in the ATCW arena.
Just stop messing with TCW.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of that kid. So accompanied down to the ring, Ethan is by Jonathan Cross, who ends up joining you on commentary. Dennis, I'd love to hear your thoughts on how that went and how was your experience with old Jonathan.
Well, he's been on there with me before, but he was a little more annoying back then. This time it was much more enjoyable. I enjoyed having him. It was a little odd, though, because I'm not quite used to guests. It's always you and me, or at least you're there with me while we have a guest. But this time it was just me and him. I did have a good talk. I was happy to hear the situation with him and Ethan's mom.
Oh, yeah.
I mentioned that, and I was glad to hear that. And I think that was kind of prophetic for how the night ended up going down, huh? So I enjoyed hanging out with Jonathan Cross. He commentary. He's no Evan Wade, but he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Sweet.
It was definitely interesting having his perspective in the opening moments of that match. But as that match progressed, Brandon just kind of wasn't quite up to Jonathan Cross's standards, so he got up to do his thing.
He sure did. And speaking of this match, man, after a few exchanges and quick and kicks and counters and strikes and stuff, Hunter went up to the top rope and attempted a moonsault that missed, and he landed really hard on his ankle. And I was really concerned there for a second for the well-being of next-gen Hunter Cole.
Yeah, I was too.
And then devastating DDT from Ethan Cross puts out Hunter Cole, and he gets the 1-2-3. Ethan Cross, the ageless one, advancing to the main event in the ladder match that we'll get to a bit later. Dennis, match number 2 in the Shon Adams Memorial Tournament. Axel Crow one-on-one with shirtless Willie Radical. Man, this match was special. It was fun, and it was just off the charts to see two of the best cruiserweights here in ATCW just tear it up one-on-one.
I'm still picturing Axel Crow and the Stars doing the little
time to go to
booty
twerk.
Pop. Yeah, the little booty pop there. I was so excited for this one. I got two favorites going at it here, and I didn't really have a winner. Of course, I wanted to see one of the Stars get to the finals at least, even though I picked somebody else that I thought was going to win. And I enjoyed this so much, because there was no underhanded tactics here. It was clean. It was fair. It was sportsmanship. Very fast-paced, much more than I thought. And I was right about the whole advantages thing, boy. They really locked up well. This was an epic encounter. And just the freaking second match of the tournament.
Yeah, you said it before on the way in on live, where you said that every match in this tournament was going to be championship caliber, and this one proved it for sure. Shirtless Willie showed up real early on in this contest, which just goes to show how much this tournament meant to all of these guys. They were willing to go to 10 immediately when the bell rang. The match, like you said, started off with a handshake, very good sportsmanship. I love that. And this match had some very fast and very quick exchanges throughout it, and you had actually made the comment on commentary that I was trying to make a point, and they had done like 4 moves by the time I had made my point, which was incredible. So I feel bad for the ref who was reffing this matchup.
Thank God it was on money.
Amen, brother.
If I'd have been in there, I wouldn't have been able to keep up.
Yeah, he's young and spry, and he's flourishing well here in ATCW. This matchup ended with a big Crow's lullaby and a loving tribute to Wyndham Rotunda from Axel Crow. 1, 2, 3. Axel Crow advances to the main event.
I get a little emotional every time he does. He does that move. Because it just instantly takes me back, and I'm starting to suspect that maybe Bray Wyatt was a favorite of Axel Crow's. Because it wasn't just a one-time thing. He's been doing it, and I think he executes it very well. So I think maybe you should keep doing it, dude.
Yeah. Definitely got you the win there. Match number 3 in the Shon Adams Memorial Tournament. Robbie Wayne representing TCW against the returning postman, Vam Williams, the man who takes it to 11 when the bell rings, versus Robbie Wayne, who is trying to reacquire the ATCW Cruiserweight Championship. Dennis, what do you think about this one, man?
This one was an incredible match that had a freaking terrible ending. What a disappointment. I was so excited to see Van back. I knew that he was just going to be an explosion on Robbie Wayne, and I was really wondering how Robbie Wayne was going to respond to that. By the way, I have to throw this out there. Deadpool had a T-shirt for Robbie Wayne that was quite entertaining, and he tried to get me to wear it. He came over before the show started, and I wanted to. I did, but I figured don't poke the bear and just be professional, Dennis, and just do your job. But he had a special T-shirt for Robbie Wayne. But this matchup was very fast and explosive. Vam is just so fast and quick and just like lightning with strikes. That you don't know what's coming because he can do it with everything. So some guys are really good with the left hand, and he's just good all around. So it just really adds an extra. You said take it to 11. That's the 11 for him. Is that extra quickness and speed on those strikes. And unfortunately, though, it just crappy ending.
Yeah, there towards the end, Vam ascended to the top shortly after Robbie attempted the ego trip from the top rope, which is that coup de grace type maneuver that you described there. Came up short there and ended up
catching... I got
a
Facebook message about
that. Ended up catching that huge frog splash from Vam Williams from the top rope. And unfortunately, right before the 3 was counted, Robbie Wayne kicked out and deliberately, I would imagine, came up with a low blow on Vam Williams, as was able to
it wasn't an accident,
roll him up for the victory. So Robbie Wayne, therefore, advancing to the main event later on in the evening. As you can see, folks, Dennis is very upset about it.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with the way that went down.
Yeah. So, match number 4, something that will make Dennis very happy. L.A. Star versus Adam Armstrong, the man you picked to go all the way through the tournament, and good on you for this matchup, because in the end, you were right.
Yeah, I was. But yeah, I just felt it. Something was going on there, and so these two, I had a very, very entertaining contest because Adam Armstrong, old school. L.A. Star, man, he can go old school. He can go old school. He's got very, very good fundamentals, and he was able to adapt to that particular style from Adam Armstrong very, very well. And I think that's what the difference maker there was. And I think that's why what happened.
I do indeed. Before we get there, I actually wanted to mention a couple things I appreciated about this match. You're good. So the first thing I appreciate about this match is that this match, out of the 5, was completely different from the other ones. This one had a slow, methodical pace where every move counted.
Yeah.
Every punch, every kick, every slam, it counted for each one of these guys. Adam Armstrong left the ring to grab a chair. Now that we're... I've shouted my things out here. Went out to grab a chair, which Owen Money so bravely grabbed from him and put back on the outside. Well, while that was happening, Adam reached into his trunks and pulled out something, not sure exactly what it was, but
I didn't see it.
Clocked LA Star over the head with it, and 1, 2, 3. Adam Armstrong secures his first victory here in ATCW and advances to the main event. Not the cleanest and most proud of ways to do it, but congratulations to you, Adam Armstrong, for your first victory here in ATCW. Dennis, anything else you want to say about that one?
Well, this ended up not on camera, and it was one of the best moments of the night. So, guys, for those of you that didn't make it, here's what happened. Camera cuts, and Adam Armstrong is still celebrating his way to the back, and then I think I knew who it was, but I'm not going to point fingers, but somebody kicks on Footloose. Remember that movie and that song from way back when? Yeah. Apparently there was somebody in the crowd who felt like he resembled Kevin Bacon, so that just spread around the arena, and then the next thing you know, Footloose goes, and, man, he lost his mind. Yeah. And, I mean, I can't blame him at all. Yeah. I mean, I kind of get it. He come running over to me. He's like, shut that off. And I was like, I'm not the music guy. The music guy's over there. And he runs over to Rob, and Rob wasn't doing it. So, I don't know how it happened, but it was a great moment, and it's kind of proves why you guys should come out for the live shows, because there's stuff that's not going to get on camera in between matches and stuff. And I think as we move forward, I think stuff like that's going to happen a little more often, because, this ATCW family is just so fun-loving, and they want to come out and have great wrestling and have a great time. They do. And they get both of those things, and this is an example of it that maybe some folks didn't get to see.
Well, Dennis, speaking of great wrestling and a great time, the fifth and final first round matchup in the Shon Adams Memorial Tournament, student versus teacher in this one. Matt Wild representing Riot City versus the picture-perfect assassin, Chris Slade. And if you were expecting a banger from this match, I'm sure you were as blown away as we were sitting at the announce table that night. Good Lord, what a match between these two, Dennis.
Yeah, this is a match of the year candidate. Deadpool said it best on Facebook. This is definitely a match of the year candidate. So by my count, we have 3 possibilities now. We have this, and we have the 2 matches from Tiberius Asante and Tomahawk. Those are our current contenders for match of the year, and that's the level that everybody has to aspire to if they want to win that award by the end of the year. This was just absolutely incredible. Matt Wild, we would talk about Van Bloom speed. Matt Wild, very quick guy, and matched up perfectly. Hold on a minute here. No, it's just the wife. That's okay. Anyway, so this matchup was just incredible because of the teacher and student aspect. Matt Wild knew what was coming. He knew when to counter it. And Chris Slade really had to go absolutely bonkers. I've never seen him do that. Let's see here. Try to describe it accurately. Seated springboard Spanish fly.
Oh, yeah.
How's that sound?
Yeah. That was incredible.
That was absolutely incredible. I've never seen anybody do that like that, and that was one of the most mind-blowing things that I've seen in my career. Match of the year right here. What are your thoughts on it?
I thought it was incredible, and I agree to the sentiment that it could be a match of the year candidate. Chris Slade stated that he had a lot to prove in this matchup going into it. And right at the beginning, Matt Wild slaps him on the chest and he says, "This is what I trained you for. This right here." Chris Slade proved a lot to Matt Wild and everybody in the ATCW arena.
Oh, yeah.
At the Shon Adams Memorial Tournament. And made a big name for himself. It's a big thing to overcome your teacher. Yeah. It really is. They teach you everything, It's a proud moment. I'm sure Matt Wild was proud. I was proud. I'm sure you were proud as well.
I was extremely proud.
Congratulations, Chris Slade, for besting your teacher and advancing to the main event, the 5-way ladder match that we'll get to here in a little bit. But before then, Dennis, we have to talk about the title for title match between Lucius Slade and AK. A couple of weeks before, AK went on a mission. He acquired the TCW Heavyweight Championship. and he issued a challenge to self-made Lucius Suede, your current ATCW heavyweight champion, title for title at the Shon Adams Memorial Tournament. This match blew us all away. It was incredible. What were your thoughts?
Well, pretty much exactly what you just said. That was my thoughts. To elaborate a little further on it, this was the best we have seen out of Lucius Suede. The absolute best since he's come on our scene, so to speak. Mm-hmm. He was executing. His form was perfect. He was kind of dominating. And, you know, I mentioned, I think AK, quite possibly pound for pound, is the best guy in ATCW. And he hung with AK. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know why we had to end it the way it ended, but, you know, KG Red out there, you know, it just couldn't go down the way it needed to, right? And I was a little mad at Brandon for calling it, but, you know, on the other hand, he was right. You know, it's not supposed to, that stuff's not supposed to happen. Mm-hmm. And I 100% cannot blame him for throwing it out. But up until that point, it was great. Both guys were great. Best I've seen out of Lucius Suede. My thoughts, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed, man. It was incredible. Like Dennis said, KG Red ended up pulling Brandon out of the ring after AK went for the 1, 2, 3 attempt. And Brandon called it a disqualification. Understandable, because honor and dignity, of course. Here in ATCW.
Well, I love to tell you this, as from being a former official, if somebody touches you like that, mm-hmm. it pisses you off.
Yeah.
I mean, it pisses you right the...
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Trying to do your job, and then you guy gets in your way, makes physical contact with you. It's very upsetting.
Yeah, it
understandable.
It is. Anyway.
Well, folks, so this match was ruled a disqualification, and unfortunately, in ATCW, titles cannot change hands. So therefore, still your TCW heavyweight champion, AK, and your ATCW heavyweight champion, Lucius Suede. So the war between TCW and ATCW continues into ATCW Justice on June 15th.
Justice, huh?
Yeah, which brings me to the aftermath of the title for title matchup. Sorry. Yeah. So afterwards, KG Red and Lucius Suede assault Jonathan Cross, and then AK, and Lucius Suede delivers the receipt and starts standing over AK with both championships held high above his head.
Even though he didn't win the other one.
That's true. And then the second generation sensation, Brian Hardy's music hits, and he comes barreling down to the ring, assaults Lucius, assaults KG Red, and locks in the sharpshooter on KG Red, threatening to break the leg unless he gets a title opportunity against Lucius Suede for the ATCW Heavyweight Championship. And folks, it is official. You will see that match at ATCW Justice on June 15th.
You know, Brian Hardy kind of scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, because, I mean, that was a side of him we haven't seen yet. I mean, he was just riled up, which doesn't even come close to describing it. But he was just riled up and just out for just, he wanted it, he got it. And it was just a little bit of a viciousness that we haven't seen out of him before. And I'm wondering how this is going to impact the encounter at Justice.
Yeah, same. He was out for retribution, and he's definitely going to get him some.
Yeah.
Maybe appropriately named, too, Justice. Good on you. Whoever's naming these shows, credit to you, because you're doing great. That brings me, Dennis, to the finals of the Shon Adams Memorial Tournament, the 5-way ladder match to determine the ATCW Cruiserweight Champion. Axel Crow, Ethan Cross, Chris Slade, Robbie Wayne, and stunning Adam Armstrong in what turned out to be a crazy main event on top of a already crazy night. Mm-hmm. These guys gave it all. And calling the action, Hall of Fame referee, Bob Starr.
Yes, sir. In there too. He was the lead official of the match. The other guys were on the outside. Because the main concern in a ladder match, there's no rules here. Get the belt, that's it. That's all it is. But we need to keep wrestler safety in mind. I do not want to see one of these guys go down in a horrible way.
Right.
You know, I would love to be able to see Axel Crow be able to deliver a final act off the top of the ladder and not having to worry about the ladder crashing.
Right.
And injuring him in the process. That's definitely something I don't want to see. Thank you, Bob Starr, for coming out and doing that. That was amazing of you to do. I hope you enjoyed the match, man, because it was pretty freaking awesome, right? It really was.
Indeed. Dude, at one point, Chris Slade yanked Ethan Cross off the ladder and delivered the cleanest freaking cutter I've ever seen in an ATCW ring.
Yeah, man, he got, and it was like a swing, man. He grabbed that leg, man, swung him out, and I mean, and then, oh man, the form is just perfect. Yeah. I've watched that part back a couple times.
Yeah. Click back 10 seconds on YouTube. Features the coolest freaking thing in that instance, man. Like I said, Chris Slade, one of my top 5 all-time favorite wrestlers here in the indie scene, and that just goes to prove it there. Later on, shortly after, Robbie Wayne delivering a huge swinging neck breaker off the ladder to Chris Slade. The thud.
Not a good move to do from the top of the ladder. It really is. Not. That's very effective for the guy who's performing it, but it's the damage it can do to the guy that's receiving it can be absolutely terrible. I mean, it's a dangerous enough move when it's just on the mat regularly, but you're up there 6, 8, maybe 10 feet, coming down on your neck like that is just not safe, but it happens.
It does. All 5 of these guys gave everything they had in the name of Shon Adams and for that ATCW Cruiserweight Championship. And when it was all said and done, Dennis, the ageless one, Ethan Cross, is your new ATCW Cruiserweight Champion and the winner of the Shon Adams Memorial Cup. And we could not be happier. We could not be more proud of Jonathan Cross's baby boy, Ethan Cross. Congratulations to you, sir. And we look forward to seeing what you've got in store as the ATCW Cruiserweight Champion.
Yeah, man. Thank you to all 10 competitors in this tournament, for you guys going out there, for the fans, for our entertainment, as well as, for Shon Adams in his memory. Thank you guys. All of you stepped up to level 10. That's part of what made this event such a special occasion. I've mentioned before how I love the fact that ATCW has a few pinnacle events that they put on from time to time. Because I've worked for promotions where it's just a show after a show after a show after a show. But we try to do some special events and really make them special. And everybody that participated in this made it special.
They sure did. I said it'd be prestigious. It sure was. I said it'd be epic. They blew us away. On June 15th, ATCW presents Justice from Carneysville, the Leetown Community Center. Doors, 6:30, bell time, 7 o'clock. Make sure you check us out on YouTube as well. Leave some comments below on what you thought of the show, the event, the precipice of why we do this, Dennis. It was incredible.
Yeah. Before we sign off real quick, I just wanted to say thank you to all those of you that follow us on YouTube. We are up to 196 subscribers as of the time that Evan and I are shooting this on a glorious, beautiful day. Did you notice how pretty it is outside, by the way?
I did. I got out this morning, enjoyed a little bit of sunlight. It was great.
Glorious, beautiful day. Thank you, guys. We're almost to 200, and it's just going to keep going and going and going. Thank you.
We'll see you back here very soon for another episode of ATCW Live, where we talk about ATCW Justice, June 15th. Until then, we'll see you. Good night.
Good night.